Hello everyone, good morning, and in this video I want to teach you on how you can read and write text files using C++ program language. Here, how to read and write into a text files using C++ program. And it is very easy when I show you the code and explain everything. So I am Alden Onis. So before we start, take note that the F stream or the file stream is used to create files and to write data files. So write into a text file using C++ program. Well, the first step that we need to do is to include a library that is going to help us to work with files, and that library is called fstream. So the same way that we use iostream so that we are able to input and output to our console, we are going to use fstream library so that we are able to read and write from files. So that is going to be the first step I'm going to do. Let's say include fstream. This. Include fstream. Inside this fstream library, there are a few data types that we are going to use. So what I want to do is I want to declare a variable of type fstream. So I will say fstream. This fstream. And I'm going to call that variable my file. So this is the variable and the fstream. And then I am going to use my file variable so that we can open files, close files, read and write from those files. So the first thing that I want to show you is how you can write into a text file. Okay. In order to able to write into a text file, the first thing you need to do is you need to open that file. So this my file that open. This open function receive two parameters or the two arguments. The first one is the name of your file. This name of your file. And the second one is the mode in which that file is going to be opened. This is the mode. So we are going to use the quotation mark, and the name will be my file that open, raul.txt, my file that open, raul.txt. And make sure to use this .txt extension because we want to write it into text files. The second one will be the mode. So you use ios, then you put two column. Use ios and two column, and then out. So the my file that open, raul.txt, and ios two column out. That is the mode that we use in order to write into a text file. So here is the write mode. Yeah, write mode. myfile.com, my file that open. Sorry, I should say open. The first thing is you need to make sure that this stream has been opened successfully. For that, you will going to say if my file is open. To make sure the file is open, we use this file, this if, and then if this file is open, what you can do is to write it into file. So how we are going to do that? So use cout hello. The approach to output text into a file is very similar. So instead of cout, we are going to use my file. So the result will be my file hello /n. Then let's add another one. Let's add another one. Like for example, this my file. This is second line. This my file. This is second line. We thus successfully output 2 lines of text to our file that we should do now. What we should do now? We should do now is to close the file. So the my file that close. So all those steps that you need to write into a file. So let's recap. The first thing that we need to do when we writing into a file is to first is to open that file. Open that file and specify the name of your file and the mode which is which file is going to be open, and then you check it if your file has been opened successfully. Kaya tayo gumagamit ng if para ma-check natin kung gumagana ba to or na-open ba to ng successfully, and then you can write it into that file and close the file. Write it into a file and then close the file. Yeah. And if we run this program, there it is. Here. Yan ang nalabas pag na-run niya. Hello, and this is second line. So, lumabas yung ating ni-write na sa ating file. So, let's proceed to second one. And that is the read a text file using C++ program. So, and now, I'm going to show you how you can read from a file. So the first step again is to open a file in a read mode. So this, open a file, read mode. So I'm going to say my file that open. So this, my file that open. And I'm going to open a file called draw.txt. And the mode is going to be I want to input from this file here into my program, so that is going to be the read mode. Yes, the read mode. Tulad nung kanina, writing mode or write mode. In this reading mode ang gagamitin. So after you have to open this file, make sure that is open successfully. What you can do is then you can read from this file inside these curly brackets. Open that file and see the open brackets there and in there. Well, I'm going to use a while loop. While loop in there. Sorry. So after you have to open this file, open, after you open the file. So if and then my file that is open, what you can do is then you can read from this file inside these curly brackets here. So how we're going to write out the text file here. We are going to write out the text file here. So well, I'm going to use a while loop to access every single line of text of this file here. And then so the approach is going to be the following. I'm going to access the first line of the text and I'm going to store that. So that is going to be a string variable. Yes, this is string variable. Let's say string line. Yes, string like this. And make sure to include the string library if it is not recognized. So make sure to say kailangan malagyan na include string sa reading mode. Take note guys, the reading mode kailangan mag-include ng string. So here, string line, we are going to store a line of text from this file here. Mag-store tayo ng line. So every single line of text we are going to use while loop. So I'm going to say while, and here inside this condition is I want to use a function from include string. Inside this we should this in string mode or string include string library, which is called line. So we should say get line. We should say get line. We should say get line. And then okay. And this function here receives two parameters. So this gaya nung una ulit, may two parameters. That is going to be this object here is my file yung unang parameters, and then the second parameter will be this variable, my file that line. So what function here? Get line, my file that line. And then when it comes to the last line of this file here, there will be no more lines. There will be no more text to read, so that at that moment this while loop while get line is going to end. Mag-end tayo dito sa while so okay, then one very important thing is that if you want to use this getLine function, you need to include string library. After we do that getLine, make sure that we put a include string to our program. So okay, so after we have successfully read a line of text from this file here, we are going to write out that line to our console. So I'm going to say cout line. C outline, and then let's add end L. Sorry, kulang, walang end L, walang L, or kulang pa ng line. Okay, so now I'm going to read every single line of text from this file here using this while loop, using this, and then after I have successfully read every single line, what I need to do again is to close. Gaya nung una, after natin mag-read every single line, what I need to do, or ang pwede natin ulit gawin is to close this file here. Close natin tong file. Lahat ng to. So, I'm going to say at the end, after my while loop finishes, after ng while loop, kasama tong cout line, tapos end L, and this one. Gaya nung nauna. Pag i-close natin ng file natin. My file.close, and then close and open parenthesis, like this one. So, and by doing this, we should be able to see everything that is inside this file here. Sorry. Lahat ng yon, makikita natin. Lahat ng to dito. Makikita natin sa raul.txt. Okay, so kapag nirun natin tong program na to, ang lalabas is this. So yung ni-write natin, makikita na natin kapag nirun natin ulit yung kahit na read mode. So that is how you read a text from a file in C++.
So next, random access file, input and output, allows you to read and write data from a file in any order you want, instead of having to read through the entire file from the beginning. This is useful when working with large files or you need to access specific parts of a file quickly. To do this, use function that let you move to a specific position in the file, read or write data, and then move to a new position. However, random access file input and output can be slower than reading or writing data sequentially, so it's best to use it only when necessary. Next, in C++, the file system can use three classes that are present in the stream header. So this is upstream, fstream, and fstream. Upstream is a class of stream that makes us write on the files. Next, fstream, it is used when the user wants to read the data from the file only. And then fstream is used for both input and output stream to and from the file. Next, the mode flag. ios::up append mode all output to a file to be append to the end. Then ios::8 open a file for output and move the read write control to the end of the file. Then iosin open a file for reading. Then ios::out open a file for writing. Then the last is ios::trunc. If the file already exists, its contents will be truncated from open the file.
So, ang una natin gagawin guys for random access file is the include iostream, then include this string, and include fstream. C++ is also can handle a file. So in order to do that, we need to call library of file stream. So nilagay ko dito, then matatawag na natin na mga classes na stream or files na C++. Tapos, focus tayo kay offstream. So, since sa project na to, pwede naman natin i-call globally or declare globally yung ating file name. So, pwede akong mag-declare ng string file name na global. So, since nagagamit ako ng string, so ilalagay na rin natin sa taas yung string, include string. So, next, using name_std, colon, then int main. So, first, creating a file, so we can use offstream. So, create object na fout, then tatawagin natin si constructor ni offstream na class or data type. So, ipapasok ko dito yung file name natin na myfiles.txt. Then, pag Visual Studio ang gamit, pwedeng tignan sa Solution Explorer, click mo lang yung Show All Files at dun mo makikita. Since wala akong laptop, makikita naman natin kung ano nag-run yung Fstream. Kaya pag gamit nyo Dead C++, pwede nyo i-check yung location ng project nyo kung nandun din yung files na create nyo gamit yung syntax. So, next natin gagawin is write files. So, we can write files. So, mag-recreate na naman tayo ng object. In order to do that, we need to call open or method or syntax. So, fout open, .open. So, meron tayong dalawang parameters or arguments. First parameters argument is yung file name or location of file name. And second parameters arguments is yung mode flag. So, yung mode flag natin ngayon is yung iOS : out and iOS : up. Then, so, fout open, unang parameter natin is yung file name natin. Then, mode flag natin. So, since ginagamit ko si offstream, alam na ni default parameter na mode flag natin ang iOS : out at i-declare natin mamaya. So, fout just like input and output iStream. So, gumagamit tayo ng cout and cin at makakagamit rin tayo na dito ng insertion operation para makapag-write ng files insertion operation natin. Then, yung gusto nating ipasok na line 1, line 2, line 3. Kaya may gumamit tayo ng string. Then, once na nag-open tayo, we need to close it. Then, next, read files. Read files, para mag-read natin siya, we can use fstream. Then, object ko, fin. Then, i-open natin yung files, fin.open. Yung files natin, same lang natin sa parameters natin. So, ang gagawin ko is the file name, then, ganun din sa iOS : out. Para makuha natin yung line, gumamit tayo ng loop na while. Gagamit tayo ng get line. Each line, makukuha natin, tapos magde-declare tayo ng string line. So, each line ng fin natin, automatic i-store natin kay line, then pwede na natin makuha yung line. So, cout line and end line. So, mag-close na naman tayo. Pag nag-open tayo, mag-close din tayo. So, next, ang gagamitin natin, we will remove all content, but you need to comment yung mga nagawa natin para hindi ito mabura. Example this. So next we will remove. I-comment muna natin tong mga unang code natin. Bago tayo mag-remove. So, since na comment na natin yung mga code natin kanina, itong last is remove all content. So, gagamitin natin fstream, then fstream na object, then open natin yung files natin, then yung file name followed by output natin na mode flag. Pwede tayong gumamit ng mode flag na ios : trunc, then close natin siya. Then, i-run natin guys. Ayun, nag-run. So, after that, makuklose or mawawala na yung files natin. Tingnan mo na lang kung may Visual Studio ka. Kasi phone lang gamit ko. Sana may naintindihan kayo. Thank you.
Exception handling in C++. Here are questions on exception handling in C++. What's it in for you? What are exceptions? Exceptions are unexpected situations that arise during the execution of the program. These exceptions exhibit odd behavior in a program that should be taken care of. Exception handling provides a way to handle these exceptions. Why do we need exception handling? Exception handling provides a mechanism through which we can handle the error generating part separately from the rest of the code. It provides the information to the user so that she can detect the mistake and correct it. What is exception in C++? Exceptions handling helps in dealing with exceptions by transferring the control from one part of the programs to another and takes care of the exception by providing certain code. These exceptions are handled with the help of three keywords. Exception handling keyword. There are three exception handling keywords: try, catch, and throw. Try. This part assumes that error will take place. Catch. This part identifies which exception has occurred and tries to catch it. Throw. When the program encounters an issue, it throws an exception. Examples of error handling in C++. Try. Code that may throw an exception. Catch. std exception and std cout error. what std endline. In this example, the code within the try block may throw an exception which will be caught by the catch block. The std exception class is a base class for all standard C++ exceptions, and the what method returns a descriptive error message. Exception handling examples. Try. Some code that might throw an exception: throw. std runtime error, something went wrong. Catch. std runtime error. std cout exception. what std endline.